What's up, guys? It's Eternal. I'm back home, relaxing and all. I just had this pretty crazy battle recently, and I feel obligated that I must share this with you guys. It's a pretty crazy battle. It's one of those battles that I felt really humiliated. Looking at the team preview, you can see my opponent. He's using a Flygon, Cryogonal, Poliwrath, Magnezone, Leaveney, and Ninetales. Like, what kind of team is this? I don't understand. He just stacked together a bunch of random Pokemons, in my opinion, and just created a team with it. And somehow this team actually worked against me. The team I'm using is Venomoth, Lucario, Espeon, Salamence, Volcarona, and Mamoswine. Now, um, I actually created my team in like 5 minutes. I just wanted to try out Venomoth and just see how well it does in the OU metagame. It does quite well. My team has been performing very well. I'm using a dual screen Espeon with Magic Bouncer to bounce off those hazards that are pretty threatening to my team, as I have Salamence, Venomoth, and Volcarona. My Salamence is a choice banded Moxie sweeper. Mamoswine is my Stealth Rock supporter. Lucario extreme killer. And Volcarona as my secondary quiver dancer. And Venomoth and Espeon both having baton pass. So let's get started. My opponent leads off with the Flygon and I lead off with Venomoth. So I'm thinking it must be one of those standard choice Flygons trying to U-turn out, but it's not. It uses substitute. I'm like, what the hell? Like, who uses a substitute Flygon? And then he uses his own claws, and I'm like, shit. What kind of Flygon is this? It's gonna be a problem because my whole team is pretty weak to steel types. As Lucario is my only steel type Pokemon. So then he Dragon Tails me out when I send in my mouse, and I'm like, what? A Dragon Tail Own Claws Flygon? Like, why would you want to increase your attack for a pathetic move like Dragon Tail? And then he uses an Earthquake and gets a crit. I don't have Focus Sash on the Venomoth, which I should have had, which I added after this game. And now, yeah, send in my Mamoswine just to Ice Shards it. But he switches to Poliwrath, takes you really well. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go to Espeon, but he gets a critical hit and uses Circle Throw. I'm like, okay, Circle Throw, Poliwrath isn't that threatening. I'll just switch to Volcarona, hoping for the Flame Body, burning the Poliwrath, because that can really cripple it and weaken it really well. But now he uses Ice Punch and gets a Freeze Hacks. That's very, very crucial because I could easily just Quiver Dance once and looking at his team just sweep his whole team easily with my Volcarona. But he gets a crucial Freeze Hacks on my Volcarona, my best sweeper against his team. And that saves his ass right there. So I'm just trying to take down this Poliwrath somehow, but yeah, he just keeps circle throwing me. So I'm just trying to find that opportunity to send in my Espeon. But this time he goes for a bulk up. It's like everything's just working for him. And yeah, and I'm just gonna switch back to Espeon, but I think he's gonna go, no, he's gonna go for a substitute here. Yeah, this is he's using a really, really weird team. Substitute bulk up with circle throw as his phaser, and he has Flygon as his phaser. And what's so weird about his team is that he has absolutely no entry hazard supporter. Why the hell are you phasing without entry hazards? Like, how does that work? I don't understand. So he sends in his Cryogonal, and I'm like, okay, Espeon, just finish it off. I'm not really too worried about his team. But then he uses Recover, which I didn't even know Cryogonal can learn. So I guess it's cool or somewhat. I don't even know what Cryogonal can do except just Ice Beam and be weak to Stealth Rock. Why even use one in the OU team? Then I send in my Lucario, and yeah, I'm just gonna set up stealth a Swords Dance, but then I was like, shit, what if his Ninetales is jolly or timid? I mean timid who uses a Jolly Ninetales, but he does, and he has Flare Blitz, a physical Ninetales. Who uses a physical Ninetales in OU or any physical Ninetales? I don't really understand. And then he uses Disable, and I'm like, shit. Just when like the only opportunity where my Salamence is choice banded. Like the only time I have a choice banded Pokemon, he has the moves Disable, and that completely wrecks my team. Like, what are the odds of that? So I just sent in my Mamoswine just to sack it, try to take out its substitute, which I completely failed. And I'm just gonna go for the Dragon Claw again. Obviously, he's gonna use Disable here, but this time I'm gonna take advantage of that and switch out to Volcarona, but that's not gonna do anything because of course my Volcarona is frozen. So I did some damage calcs and it told me that I have over 50% chance of living that Flare Blitz in the sun because I'm really defensive, but he gets the max damage and kills me. I would have unfrozen there and actually Quiver Danced, which would have allowed me to sweep his whole team actually, but unfortunately I didn't, so that sucks. So now I'm here against his Leaveney, and he just keeps substituting. And I'm like, why are you substituting? Why not attack? But you're gonna see why. He's just going for that opportunity to use his Flail with normal gem, which OHKOs my Salamence, and that's just insane. I'm like, what? That was a crazy battle. Like, I did not understand at all what his team is, but somehow he just won. If I just had like one Quiver Dance from my Volcarona, I could have swept his whole team. If he didn't like, hacks me so much, I could have actually done something to his team. But for some reason, this weird team of his, it worked against mine. And yeah, I just can't comprehend to that. Like, yeah, troll teams are not actually bad. Gimmicks, they're pretty good if you know what you're doing, and if you can actually take advantage of your opponent by, just screwing with his mind, which happened to me here. So it just goes to show that you don't really need to use the most standard types of teams to win against opposing teams in OU, and just, make up those kind of teams, but don't overdo it like this guy did. I don't think, his rating is not too high because of this, because, if you overdo it, it's not gonna work. But if you want to try something like a sub-disable Ninetales, make it a timid nature Ninetales, not Jolly. Ninetales does not want to be physical. Sub-disable Ninetales is pretty cool. Substitute Flygon, no, that's not gonna work. If you want to use a sub Dragon Tailor, go with multi-skill Dragonite, much bulkier, powerful, and very effective. So yeah, this guy is just screwing with this team. I don't know what he was trying to prove there, but he actually won, so good job, good game, and see you guys. Peace.